Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub Pub Sports Radio on OG Monday, November 28th. Ian Cameron, Dutch, Skee, and Wham. We're here. We're ready to break down the Monday card. Let's get right into it because it is a massive slate, as usual, on a Monday. 10 games. We'll start with the Atlanta Hawks and the Philadelphia 76ers. We got Philly 1.5 point home favorites here, 221 the total in this game. We have seen some flip of favorites, actually, Atlanta to Philly, based on where this line opened. And where it is right now for the Atlanta Hawks. Some injury issues causing this, including Bogdanovich been out for a while, but Capella game time decision questionable due to dental surgery of some kind. Then we've got DeAndre Hunter questionable with a left foot injury for the Atlanta Hawks tonight. So there's been some movement based on that. For the Philadelphia 76ers, they have obviously been without Harden, Maxey for a while. Those two are in particular are still out tonight, but there is a potential. We see Thibault has been upgraded to questionable, Embiid questionable foot injury, PJ Tucker probable now with the ankle injury. So Philadelphia looks like they're getting healthier. We do have some question marks about who's going to be available for Atlanta. The way this is trending, it kind of looks to me like Embiid and Thibault, I think, are probably going to try to play, and it wouldn't surprise me if they do play when it's all said and done tonight in this game. And if that's the case, I don't think it would hurt you to get involved with Philadelphia right now. Certainly they want, this has been a series where Atlanta beat them at home in Atlanta, and then Philly beat them in Philadelphia in the return match. So home court held serve in both games. Definitely leaning Philly. But again, we're waiting for the lineup. It would be the one side only side I would consider in this game. Skee, what do you think of your Hawks Sixers?
Yeah, I was just checking flip of favorites. Okay, I see it here. I think, Atlanta hasn't been playing good basketball lately. They've only covered one game last 6. And if you don't have Capella and Embiid plays, they need him out there because Embiid, even though he'll probably be a little rusty or whatever, he still will have his way down low. So I don't like Atlanta on the road. I don't like how Atlanta's playing right now. Philly, it doesn't matter who's been on the court. They've covered 8 of their last 9 games. So that's the only way I can look. They're top 10 offensive rated, defensive rated rebound team. But I'm going to play the under, though. That's my play. Because Philly's playing slow, bottom 10 in pace last 5 games, and the number 5 defensive rated team. Atlanta's defense has been more trustworthy than their offense. I'm looking at the 3-point defense for both of these teams. You have number 1 and number 3. Atlanta is also 4th worst shooting the 3. So I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. And these teams got beef, so going back to the playoffs. So, whenever they see each other, it's going to be like that in playoff intensity kind of game. That's when under 8 of the last 9. Some of those are playoff games. So the last 5, they're averaging 206.6 points. I just think this one is too high at 221.
Yeah, there's these sites that you can actually parse out the last 3 games, the last 5 games from the full season stats. And if you actually look at it, both of these teams defensively, their numbers are trending better in the last 3 to 5 games compared to the full season. So there's definitely some truth to that. What do you think here, Dutch, Atlanta, Philly?
Yeah, man, real quick. Salute to the ladies, gents, and D-gents for tuning in. You already know it's all love. Nets, bets, OG, I see you, my man. Bang, bang. Zachary, Alex G. Everybody, man, much love for tuning in. Hopefully y'all had a beautiful extended holiday motherfucking weekend. Yeah, man, this game, shit. You know what? I like this new version of Ski. I ain't gonna lie to you. He don't really say nothing good about Trey bum ass no more, right? Little Trey, he don't really, he ain't patting this motherfucker on the back no more, Wham Bam. Like he done jumped off the motherfucking bandwagon. I like it.
That motherfucker been playing bad as he should.
Yes.
Hey, I call it how I see it, man.
I'm just saying, and I appreciate it. I like it. I'm digging it. And even little Houston Rocket boy said the little fella. You see what I'm saying? So I ain't the only one that call him little motherfucker. They just keep a little more PG. But yeah, man, this game, honestly, I probably look at Atlanta a little early though. They've been looking a little bummy. They probably start out hot in this game. I could see it. But I can't, man. I agree with everything that my man Ski was saying and Bobano as well. Like Philly, man, they've impressed me of late. I still don't trust the motherfucking ass though. So if I had to bet, it'd probably be Philly full game. And I do expect Atlanta though to come out early and play a little basketball. But they do what they do, and that's fuck it off. Shout out to our guy H-Town LJ Hawks 76ers first half over 113.5. Looking the other way there. But yeah, man, this is a no bet for me.
All right, no bet for Dutch. How about Wham Bam?
I'm thinking like my boy Skee, man. I think this shit is on site, bro. Third meeting this year. Series tied so far. Both games that they played, and Maxey and Embiid was in though. As far as the last game, it did go over, but before that, it went under 8 consecutive straight times, bro. And then you talked about it, bro. Like as far as their 3-point defense, ranked 3rd and 5th as far as what they're holding opponents in the last 5 games. I'm expecting these guys to play that type of intensity. I hope Embiid is in, you know what I'm saying? Slow down the tempo, keep that pace rocking there. And like you said, bro, I'm right there with Dutch. I mean, what's wrong with Trey, bro? Something wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? I wrote down his numbers looking terrible. He got career lows in field goal percentage and 3-point percentage, and he got more help now. Like, what's going on, bro? Like, it just don't make sense to me. Maybe and then you also, I see the reverse line movement. I think that has a lot to do with DeAndre Hunter and those guys being added onto the injury report there now that they're questionable. And as far as the Sixers, I wanted them as a underdog, though. I ain't gonna lie, they 4-0 ATS as home dogs this season. I wanted them as a underdog, you know what I'm saying? But now that this flipped a little bit favors, I'm gonna stay away from that. I'm taking the total under, just like my boy Skee here on the 221.
All right, Minnesota, Washington. We've got the Wizards 1 point home. Another flip of this is like the same thing that the Atlanta Philly line did, where Minnesota opened a road favorite. Now Washington favored by 1 at home, 227.5 the total in this game. Looks like for the Wizards, Bradley Beal has been one of those players that's been every day. You got to check to see if he's going to play when Washington is playing, and he looks like he is good to go tonight. So it'll be Beal, Monte Morris, Avicii, Kuzma, and Porzingis here. Your starting 5 for the Wizards. As far as the Minnesota Timberwolves are concerned, looks like for them it's going to be mostly McLaughlin, McDaniels out, but looks like everybody else available to them. What a streaky bunch they are. Looked like they were getting on track, 5 straight wins. Then they have losses to Charlotte on the road, which is a horrible loss on Friday night. And then last night they get pummeled at home by the Golden State Warriors, who, by the way, haven't exactly been world beaters on the road this season. And they still went into Minnesota and just demolished the Timberwolves 137-114 last night. Washington, they also played yesterday at Boston. They were largely, down big, in that game. Even they ended up being a 9-point victory, but Boston was in control pretty much start to finish. That's now their 3rd straight loss. I don't know who the hell's betting this thing under. It ain't me. I like the over. 9 straight meetings between the Timberwolves and the Wizards have gone over the total, by the way, 9 straight. And you've seen 246, you've seen some 240s, you've seen some 239. Like, you've seen some big numbers put up between these two teams head to head. I don't understand the love to the under. I'm going against that move here, like an over the total. I'd lean Washington, honestly, but 2 struggling teams. I'm not sure I'm in love with backing either of them right now. What do you think here, Skee, Timberwolves, Wizards?
I didn't play it, but I kind of disagree, Bobano. I get that they went over all these times, but this Minnesota team is a little bit different right now. They didn't have Rudy Gobert holding down the paint or whatever the case may be. Like, it's just a little different. And neither one of these teams are that good shooting the 3. Granted, neither one is good defending the 3. But just like where the points going to come from, I don't see Washington like living in the paint tonight. So that's just my opinion. But I'm back, but I'm off this game.
There you go. Backwood for Skee with the Timberwolves and the Wizards. Yeah, there's definitely some truth to that. We know with Gobert, better defense, less pace. There's definitely some truth to that with the Timberwolves. Their totals numbers, by the way, have reflected that. They're 12-8 to the under this year, the Minnesota Timberwolves. But I don't know. Both of these teams defensively, they're lacking, and Washington's trended over in 3 straight. So I still think I'm going to go with 227.5. Again, getting a better number now, too, after the initial move. What do you think here, Dutch? Minnesota, Washington.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy JT. I see you, my man. Dropping 3 looks. Winner circle in the motherfucking building. I see you, my man. Alfonso Scott. Much love. But yeah, Skee, you gotta say it with a little bit more meaning, bro. Backwood this motherfucker.
All right.
All right, Wham.
I got you.
Yeah. I kind of agree with you though, Babano. I think that this probably is a good over spot here. I wrote it down at 223 when I wrote this down there, and obviously the money's flipped for Wizards. Wizards getting a little bit of favored here, and the total's been going up. But I think the over is probably the spot here. Last 5 meetings, the Wizards won and covered, so they seem like they've been having the Wolves number there. But as far as the total, 13 of the last 12 of the last 13 times the over is hit in this matchup. Back-to-back losses here for both of these teams. I think they're trying to get a win, try to get some points off of each other, but that's the only way I was leaning. I haven't bet that yet, but I'm thinking right there with you, Babena, with the over.
All right, Orlando and Brooklyn next up. Brooklyn 10.5-point home favorites, 224 the total in this game. Slightly into the over here for me. If that's probably the only thing I would consider in this game, side or total. I don't ever love laying 10.5 with Brooklyn at home, but at the same time, Orlando's kind of a shit show right now, in rough shape. They've been 1-6 in their last 7 games. The only win was at Chicago. They get drilled by Minnesota. They get drilled by Indiana. 8-point loss to Philly, 30-point loss to Philadelphia in the second game against the Sixers last night. So not exactly a team I trust to even hang with in 10 of Brooklyn. But at the same time, I also am distrustful of Brooklyn laying this kind of number. We'll see. I'll tell you what, if you're the Brooklyn Nets tonight, coming off what we saw last night, what a performance that was by Seth, not Steph, Curry, as I say, for the Brooklyn Nets. Very impressive. Someone that's been obviously banged up early in the season, and what a performance he had offensively for the Nets in that game against Portland yesterday. So back-to-back for them, back-to-back for Orlando. I might get involved with the over, but nothing on the side for me in this game. Skee, how about you? Magic, Nets.
Let me try this again. Back with this motherfucker.
All right. Yeah.
If you were taking the class of Dutch, that's Skee, he would be proud of you. The teacher would be proud of you right now after that display of how to introduce the backwood. Well, what do you think, Dutch?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm digging it. Hey, what you sipping on over there, bro? You already drinking? Is I know that ain't no motherfucking root beer. You got IPA going?
IPA
going. Look at the party guy.
After Thanksgiving weekend, too, and he's still rolling.
Look at it. Got his dress shirt on and everything.
As you should.
Just the party guy. Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, I am high as fuck, man. I'm on the Magic, bro. Hey, you said it, Bobano. Laying this. Come on, man. 10.5, 11 points. How the fuck you going to do that with the Brooklyn Nets on a back-to-back? I don't give a fuck who they playing against. There's no way they should be doubled. Just off the principles of this bitch. I'm going to have to drop a unit on the 10.5. The Magic, obviously, they got a couple questionable. But, I mean, when the fuck do they not have people questionable in that lineup? Most importantly, Bo will be out there. I like this dude a lot. They're getting healthier as well, too. So, but, I mean, you touched on it. They just got smacked around last night against the Philly team who's been playing well, but without three of their big guns. 30-point L. I mean, come on. These are NBA basketball players, man. They're gonna show up a little bit. And of course, you got Kyrie, KD. I believe everybody brings a little bit more when you face a team like the Brooklyn Nets. So I just have to take this number here. And against Brooklyn, the Magic match up very well. They're 6-1 ATS last 7 in Brooklyn, 9-4 ATS last 13 overall. And the Nets play down to their competition. It is a back-to-back as well. They're 0-7 ATS last 7 versus a team with a losing percentage under 40%, with a winning percentage under 40%. So like I mentioned, they play down to the competition. I don't think Orlando's going to beat these boys, but I think they're going to be it'll be a basketball game. Give me the 10.5. It's Magic City, man. Let's go.
By the way, there's some Orlando is beaten up to shit. You already mentioned that, Dutch, and it's been that way for weeks. I mean, the backcourt with Anthony and Suggs out, they're still missing Isaac. Fultz also hasn't played yet this year, and now the center spot, the 5 spot's really depleted. Wendell Carter's already out, and Mo Bamba's a game time decision. He got injured yesterday. If we know Wendell Carter's not playing, if Mo Bamba's out too, you're down to Mo Wagner essentially now at the center spot if you're the Magic tonight. So you're really thin at the 5 spot. If both Bamba, Carter's already out, but if Bamba now is out as well, that's trouble. But then again, Brooklyn has a weak front court. So
all they got is Claxton. What's after that?
That's the good news is you play a team that's not bulked in the front court compared to other teams in the NBA. That's the good news for Orlando tonight. What do you think here, Wham?
And I forgot to tell y'all, bro, I am on Bradley Beal over 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Sorry about that, y'all. Just slipped my mind. But as far as this game, man, listen, bro, I kind of agree with Skee. I want to back with this thing, but now that the guys are moving out, I kind of do want to take Orlando with y'all. I think Bo gonna ball the fuck out. That's the guy I'm thinking about. Like, I think Bo gonna ball out against this team. It's bad. But let's be honest, though. Let's talk about Kyrie. Kyrie has been trending pretty well. He's starting to get back to that good rhythm. If I'm not mistaken, since he's returned, he's averaging 21.6 points per game. I like him as far as props as well, but I think this is an interesting game. Do I want to lay a premium number with the Nets? Hell no. I'm thinking right there with you guys, though. I think the Magic probably are the better side here, and Bobo eats tonight on the props.
Let's go.
All right. Bull props for Wham with this one. All right, Cleveland and Toronto. The Raptors 3-point home favorites, 216 the total in this game. Raptors very impressive on Saturday night against the Dallas Mavericks, 105-100 victory in that game. And that was with Luka Doncic. So whenever you beat Dallas when Luka plays, you're doing something right. Credit to Toronto. And Toronto's been a team that's also had a ton of injuries lately. It's a big reason why they haven't necessarily played as well lately. They've just been a shorthanded team, and they still are. I mean, Otto Porter, Precious Achiuwa out, and we've got a bunch of people that are questionable tonight. Scotty Barnes is questionable. Siakam questionable, although might finally make his return. He has missed 10 straight games for the Raptors. Will he make his return tonight? He's at least been upgraded to questionable. Barnes has missed the last couple of games against Brooklyn and Dallas as well. Delano Banton questionable. Money's come in on Toronto. So does someone think that trio, Banton and Siakam and Barnes, are going to play tonight? Maybe. But I still, you know how I feel about this Cleveland team. Cleveland, I like them quite a bit. I didn't like the way they played in the second half against Milwaukee. I don't know what happened there. They had a great start, and they could not sustain it. They end up losing by 15, but they bounced back at Detroit 102-94. It is a rest advantage for Toronto. They might be a little bit healthier tonight. So I don't know if I'll take Cleveland, but I'm leaning that way. I don't know if I'll pull the trigger. What do you think here, Skee?
Hey, Bobano, what's the weather like over there in the north?
Oh, the weather here, it's pretty miserable today, raining. But it's at least better.
Yeah, man. These boys, man, they just had to play last night. They was getting their ass whipped in the first half. Had to use all that energy to come back and win the game. Everybody, the main guys, playing close to 40 minutes. Then they got to go travel up there in the cold and play again without Jared Allen again. Oh, no. Raptors with the rest. They might be getting Siakam back, might be getting Scotty. I got to ride with the guys at the house with the rest, man. They used to the cold, and I think they're going to start to play good basketball. I'm not a fan of Cleveland without Jared Allen. And y'all know how I am with the rest advantage. So Toronto was an easy call for me today.
Yeah, I agree with you on the rest advantage, and I agree with you that they're getting healthier, the Raptors. That's a good thing. But I got to 100% disagree with you throwing the weather into the equation. What, Cleveland's 30 degrees fucking warmer than Toronto? Come on.
I just feel like they don't want to be like the hardest spot to play in the NBA is a road back-to-back. And then you got to deal with being fucking freezing and missing your star big man who's making up for everybody on defense. That's a lot of extra work for everybody else. So I just feel like they're not gonna come to play tonight.
Yeah. It's the travel. It's not like it was the pandemic times going from U.S. to Canada. It's gotten better since then, but still an annoyance. Still, you got to go through all kinds of procedures, and it's not easy, and especially when you got to play back to back. So there's definitely truth to that. But the weather's not an issue. The weather sucks in Cleveland today. It sucks in Toronto today. Both cities, as far as I'm concerned. Dutch, what do you think here? Cleveland, Toronto.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Cheshire Cat. I see you, my man. Appreciate you becoming a member. Leader of the Nerd Nation, Pixel Dave. I see you, my dude. Mr. Wood. Well said, Craig Wood. Yeah, man. I'm right with Ski right here. Though. I don't know about the motherfucking weather. I know damn well they don't want to go through customs, man. Shit. Hey, that's some bullshit shit. Hey, so that might
Nobody
make it a little more difficult. So yeah, but and they don't like it, man. They're 1-6 ATS last 7 versus Toronto. I know it's with Spider Mitch being out there, but Jared Allen's a big piece to this. Him being out there. I'm looking to fade Cleveland. I do believe they'll be a tired basketball team. They are 1-7 ATS last 8 versus a team with a winning home record. 0-5-1 ATS last 6 overall. And when you look at the Raptors, man, they play up to the competition and hold down home court. They're 6-3 ATS at home this year, 7-2 straight up. 4-1 ATS last 5 versus a team with the winning percentage 60% or better. Well-rested Toronto team. Hopefully we see some guys who've been out, but I think all around they're gonna just take advantage of a tired basketball team, outwork them. This length should come in very good without Jared Allen out there. So look for the rebounding to be in the favor of Toronto, and I expect them to win this basketball game. I like them here at home.
Yeah, Cleveland, yeah, definitely is not without their share of injuries. Love out, Rubio out, Allen out, and Levert, a game time decision for Cleveland as well. Wham, what do you think?
Yeah, this game is kind of tricky, bro, but I agree with Ski, man. I think that this is definitely a Raptor spot. There's no other way I'm going to bet Cleveland here, bro. The road back-to-back here, and you possibly getting back two of your best players, bro, with Pascal and Scotty, and that's what I think the line was showing us at -1 early on, like to start this shit off. So the fact that the line is moving in that direction, I just totally agree with all that. Raptors are 4-2 ATS at the house, 6-3 as home favorites at the house, 6-3 ATS in Canada this year. I just think that the Cavs just haven't showed us that they're good as road dogs either. 1-4 in that spot, 4-6-1 on the road as far as what they did ATS. I'm thinking only way to go here, bro, is in that direction, man. And I haven't bet that yet, but I think y'all pushing me in there.
All right, good stuff indeed.
Hey, real quick, I'm not saying they play outside. I'm just speaking from experience. When I play basketball outside, and when I play tournaments and stuff, and I play in a bunch of games, I got to go outside and go to another gym outside and it's freezing. I don't want to go play, especially if I'm playing and I know the guy who play all the defense not going to be there. I'm like, damn, I'm not going to want to go out there and do that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, they in hot chocolate mode right now, bro. They don't want to go hoop.
Yeah, exactly. And they're on the back-to-back. And you mentioned the scrutiny they go through, going through customs, crossing the border. So, yeah, it's all kinds of stuff. And Toronto, like I said, they're off a nice win against a good Dallas team, a rest advantage. Maybe have Siakam, maybe have some of these guys back. So, situationally, edge Toronto. There is no question about that. Start shot. Yeah, I meant good mentioning Rob Vino. Rob Vino is one of my favorites, all-time favorites in this industry, and he's been going for 30 years now. He's great. I always love how I first listened to Rob on Sports Memos podcast like 15 years ago, and he's always the same intro. He always say, "Hey, Tim, glad to be here." You'd always say that same Rob Vino voice, but no, he's one of the best, and he can analyze the shit out of the game. As good as anybody. All right, next up, we've got Charlotte and Boston. Boston 10.5 point home favorites, 225 the total in this game. Total's been hammered up, and certainly when you look at the Celtics offensively, I mean, you talk about a team that's hanging big numbers every night. I mean, it's just a question of what's Charlotte going to do. I hate the idea of betting over, but what are you going to get out of Charlotte? But Boston, I'll say this: 125, 122, 130. This team is just absolutely terrific at the offensive end of the basketball court right now. And it's doubtful that Charlotte is probably going to be one of the teams that's going to slow them down. And keep in mind, they're still without LaMelo Ball. Rozier is a game-time decision here, although it's been upgraded to probable. And he's probably a good prop look tonight for the Charlotte Hornets. No question about that. Fired up, I'm sure he would be for this game. He's definitely someone they got to rely on now offensively with LaMelo on the out and about, or out of the lineup. So he's averaging 20 points per game. So definitely some Rozier props are probably worth a look here. I think he's going to want to have a big night too, and he might be enough to get Charlotte enough points for that full game over, although it has gone up a bit. It looks like for the Celtics, there was concern about Jaylen Brown's status. He didn't get injured against Washington on Sunday, but it looks like he's got a neck issue that stemmed from that game against Washington, and now he's been downgraded to questionable, but we'll see if he's able to suit up here. I might prefer Boston team total a little bit here over than the full game, but those would be the ways I would consider it here: a team total over to Boston, or maybe the full game over. But I definitely don't want to step in front of Boston. I've tried it a couple times, even in these flat spots, right? Sacramento, Washington could have been a flat spot last night, and they, destroyed them for 3 quarters, and then they kind of coasted to the end. Boston's that good right now offensively. I'm not going to go against them here. What do you think, Skee, with Charlotte, Boston?
I'm doing a little bit of both here because I feel a couple of different ways. I've seen Boston 3 times so far on the back-to-back. They've went over, I want to say 2 out of 3. And in those games, I don't think they would have covered this 10-point spread. I think it was 1-2 as far as that goes, but they still scoring enough points. It's just they're not playing the defense. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you that this is probably an over game. Without Horford, they still don't have Williams. They're probably going to have more small ball and play a whole lot faster. So Boston is cleared 120 plus every home game except for 1. So I don't see why they don't do it again here tonight. Now, I can't back them for the full game. I have to look the other way because Hornets have 2 days rest compared to Boston on the back-to-back, and Hornets been playing pretty good basketball lately. 10 of their last 11 games, they stayed within 10 points. So giving me 10.5 for the team with 2 days rest compared to 0. And since the beginning of last season, that rest advantage situation, 2-0, they're hitting 60.9% against the spread. So I just think it's a good situation. I feel like I can win both of these bets. Like it could be a high scoring game and Charlotte can cover, but I don't see a scenario where Boston covers and it's a low scoring game here. I don't see myself losing both bets. So I'm comfortable taking Charlotte plus the 10.5 and the Boston team total over 118.
Yeah, I kind of thought, when I was handicapping this game, this feels like a spot where Skee might be interested in Charlotte because of that rest advantage. But can we trust them here defensively to get any stops on Boston? And Boston's, like I say, one of the best offensive teams efficiency-wise in the NBA right now. I mean, they've just been lighting it up every single night, it seems. What do you think here, Dutch? You're muted.
My fault. I was choking up some shit. Yeah, shout out to our guy Nasty Nate, Mr. Trifecta, man. You know what he's doing with this motherfucking basketball game. But I know what I'm doing with this bitch. Back with this motherfucker.
All right. Yeah.
All right, wham, Hornets, Celtics.
Yeah, man, this is a tough spot, bro. Laying double digits off a second half of a back-to-back against a team like I thought as well. I thought Skee was going to be on the Hornets here because they fully rested, bro, and they haven't been playing that bad. I mean, as far as the Boston Celtics, man, at the house, they are good, though. 7-3 ATS, 9-1 straight up. We got to have them win by double digits, though, man. I mean, I do love the Terry Rozier spot, too, because it's like he's averaging 19 points, 19.3 points in the 3 games that he's played, Boston. It just seemed like he could just be in a good spot here. I do agree with Ness Best, though. He's the only ball handler they got, though. So, you know what I mean? Do you really want to just run him dry against a team that can't play and tip up the defense? They haven't did that, though. The opposing points per game is ranked 20th in the last 5 games, and then they're ranked 17th in opposing points in the paint. So they could get this shit up. They don't care about defense, the Celtics, bro. So I agree with the over. They don't care about defense. They care about mostly making this shit a math problem, shooting more threes, getting this shit off like that. So I kind of agree with the over there, but I'm with you too, bro. I think maybe the over is the best spot after hearing you guys break down. Since I haven't bet this game, I think that's probably the best bet I'm going to make if I do make a bet in this game. It's going to be the over, then most likely Terry Rozier, because I think he's going to be a contributor to that over, like you said, Bubano.
All right, good stuff. Next up here as we continue along, we've got Oklahoma City taking on New Orleans. The Pelicans, 5.5-point home favorites, 232 the total in this game. Pelicans off a drubbing at the hands of the Grizzlies on Friday night, 132-111 in Grind City. Not a pretty result, obviously, for the New Orleans Pelicans in that game. They'll look to rebound here tonight. They've been off since that Friday night affair, so a couple days off to lick their wounds. I know Willie Green was pretty harsh about his team's assessment, or his assessment, I should say, of his team's performance that night. Not up to standard. You'd expect them to want to bounce back strong here tonight, although this is still a team that's got some personnel issues at the moment. Larry Nance, game-time decision. Brandon Ingram is a game-time decision. In fact, downgraded to doubtful now with the toe injury that he has. So that he doesn't look like he's going to suit up tonight for the Pelicans. CJ McCollum remains out as well for New Orleans. So a little bit suspect in terms of their personnel situation. Alvarado will take over the point guard spot. He does play hard, that guy. I give him that. Graham, Jones, Zion Williamson, and JV. Looks like you're going to be your starting 5 tonight for the Pelicans in this game. I still think it's a Pelican spot. I'm still thinking about laying the points here with New Orleans because I think it's a good bounce back situation. And look, Oklahoma City on the road. While I've had some success backing them on the road since that win against Washington and the New York win on the road, they've been not so good on the road. Their last 2, they got lost by double digits against Memphis. They lost by double digits on Saturday night at Houston. That's not really a good sign either. So I think laying the 5.5, even with McCollum out and now Ingram confirmed out, I still think I would take New Orleans before I take OKC in this spot. And with an OKC game, what I'm doing here. And of course, another best bet winner Friday night with it over the total. It's hard to just get off this train here. I mean, finally they had an under with the Houston game, but And you all of a sudden look at the Pelicans here. They had a couple of games where there's been a little bit more subpar defensively, but they've been very good offensively. 2 of the last 3 games, they put up big numbers. Again, you are missing McCollum and Ingram, but still think we get this game to go over the total. What do you think here, Skee? Thunder at Pelicans?
Yeah, I got to backtrack a second. I got to play Mason Plumlee, man. I was asleep. I don't got no big man over there. He gonna grab some rebounds. That's easy money right there. Nothing's easy, but you get what I'm saying.
No.
For this game, we're gonna be on another prop and another guy who's gonna grab some rebounds because we know OKC give them a worst rebounding team in the league the last 5 games, and 24th defensive rated team. They're small. You're missing a lot of offense on that Pelican side with CJ and Ingram. I think you got to look at Big Valley, man. And Nance is also questionable. That's another reason why I like it too, because Nance has been stealing his minutes. So Valley, his last 6 games versus OKC, he's had a double-double. And his last 4, I think he's averaging like 19 and 15. So I took his rebound prop at 9.5. It was, I think, minus 120 or somewhere around there. But his double-double was like between plus 105 and plus 110. And I took that too. So we're getting paid on Valley tonight.
There we go. JV for the Pelicans here, getting involved prop-wise with that. Dutch, what about you here?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Mr. Brasco. Good to see you, my man. Star Child, I see you, bro. Yeah, this game, man, I wanted to look at the Pelicanos here in smack spot. Real talk. I thought it would be a good spot to jump on them. I'm kind of off of what you touched on, Bobano, but with no Ingram, no McCollum, I just can't do it. So I got to pass on this motherfucker.
All right. Yeah.
All right, Wham.
Hey, he didn't want to back with that one. You can tell.
I'll take it, man.
He didn't want to back with that. Hey, but yeah, I kind of agree, man. With doubtful Ingram, he's not playing. No CJ McCollum, health and safety. Larry Nance, questionable. So you said he's already ruled out, Skee? He's already ruled out as far as Larry Nance?
He was questionable last I saw.
Okay. If he's not playing, I for sure agree. I think that's Big Val. I was trying to ask you, bro, because we try to go against these Thunders all the time on the boards. Who is it? I mean, Zion double sound good too. I wouldn't be surprised if both of them get 10. You know what I mean?
Zion could be dishing it too. He could get assists.
I think this PRA is solid. It's pretty low. I haven't locked that in there, but that's how I'm looking at this game. But I agree. I think this is a Pelican smash spot, though, bro. Come on, man. 5-2 after a loss. They got a team that just don't care about winning. You seen what happened when they go against the Rockets. They didn't care. They wanted to still tank. They just try to get us confused. They try to throw a little smoke screen, try to make us think that they're a good team. Let's not lie. Our boy, straight out of Helmington, SGA has been balling. You know what I mean? He's been doing his thing, but that's where it's at. That's where it's at least right there. I do like the Vasilevsky kid. I forgot his name. I know I butchered his name.
Pokasevsky.
I do like Pokasevsky. I'm sure I said it in wrong, but I do like him. And I do like that team in general. I am a Thunder Buddy alumni for sure, but I'm just going to say it got to be the Pelicans tonight, man. I think we all agree on that one. This is definitely an after show pick for me. I think after hearing y'all, I think the Pelicans are going to smack them up today. And then I think their rebounds, got to look at those rebound props for Big Val and Zion for sure.
All right, good stuff. Houston, Denver. Next up, Nuggets, 11.5 point home favorites in the Mile High City, 228. The current total here in this game. As far as Denver goes, it looks like Murray and Jokic both will be playing tonight. You always got to check that. They've had games where they've missed time. It looks like Michael Porter Jr. and Bones Highland currently. Actually, Michael Porter's doubtful, so it looks like he's not going to play. Bones Highland, same thing. Illness wasn't in shoot around this morning, so it doesn't look like they're going to suit up here for the Houston Rockets. And we definitely know that Denver is the better of these two teams. There's no question about that, but here's your issue. I mean, when you've got Denver laying a pretty big number here going into this game, they've only been double-digit favorites, I think just one time this year, maybe two. Yeah, just twice. They did beat San Antonio big, but they were 11.5 point favorites against Detroit. They lost that game outright the most recent time they were laying double figures. So that's concerning. There was also a game that were 7.5 point favorites at San Antonio. They only won by 6. They were 9-point favorites at home against Oklahoma City. They won by 5. You know, this bigger favorite price range for the Denver Nuggets is not the one I'm comfortable with for them. And the Rockets all of a sudden, and I'm not saying this is a good team, but, back-to-back wins against Atlanta and OKC, both outright as dogs. Golden State at home, 10.5-point dog there, 127-120, competitive effort. And that was a performance that's meaningful because everybody was available for the Warriors in that game. Steph played, Klay Thompson played, Draymond Green played. They all played that night that Houston only lost by 7 at home to Golden State. So, the Rockets have picked up their level of play the last few games. They've started to cover some numbers. You're always going to get value because they're one of the worst teams in the NBA. It's a question of, are they good enough to take advantage of it? I'm kind of leaning to this big, ugly road underdog here, catching 11.5 with Houston. I'm not laying it with Denver. I'll tell you that right now. What do you think here, Skee? Houston, Denver.
No way. I can't lay points with Denver like this, man. They've only beat 2 opponents by more than 12 all November. They have had people in and out of the lineup like consistently lately. So until the lineup gets back to normal, like Bones is out tonight, right? MPJ is out. It's been too many people in and out the lineup. Jokic was out for a while. Murray was out. So until they get back together and playing good, I'm not going to be looking to lay no points like this. Houston, they have been playing good. They are 4-1 against the spread their last 5. They're 4-2 versus competition. 55% when teams are better. And they've been the number 1 rebounding team over the last 5 games and number 6 defensive rated team. So if you give me the team playing better defense right now, team rebounding better right now with double digits, that's been covering, I got to take it. So Houston, I took them plus 12. I still take it. What is it, 11.5 or 11? I don't think Denver's going to win by double digits. So I like Houston. And a prop, I got to roll with KPJ. He's averaging just under 6 rebounds per game so far this season. He's been over the 4.5 of his last 5 games. He's only failed to miss it 3 times this season. So KPJ over 4.5 rebounds and Rockets plus the points.
Yeah, 4-6 ATS. Denver is a 5-point favorite or more this year. That's 5-point favorite or more. Denver 4-6 against the spread. Then you look at the Rockets, 7.5-point underdog or more, 6-4 ATS this year for the Houston Rockets. So definitely those 2 categories bear out that maybe you look Houston here plus the points. What do you think here, Dutch?
I think I learned a lot about the Houston Rockets with our guy Skee's breakdown there. Thanks for that, bro. I appreciate that. A little more about the Houston Rockets now. Seem pretty fucking impressive. Shout out to Jay Wills. I see you, my dude. But yeah, I got nothing on this motherfucker getting back with this bitch.
All right. Yeah.
All right, Wham.
I think it's time for me to have to try to call my shot here. I did take this bet here. I'm like, man, should I tell people that I'd lock this in? I'm like, man, I don't know. But we already cashed this before. It's the Jabari Smith over 2.5 3-point makes. Seems like he's getting back to it, bro. Seems like he's getting back to it. As far as these last few games, he's averaged. He started off hot, right? He started off hot. They took it away. It seemed like they were going a different direction. But he's averaging 3.3 3-point makes and 8.2 over the last few games here as far as 3-point attempts. I think if he gets like 9 attempts, bro, he got a good opportunity to get 3 3-point makes. And it's at plus 202. So I'm like, this is a good spot, in my opinion, just for him, because I think it's just one of those things that haven't called back up to the market. It was at one point that he wasn't getting that many attempts. Now he's averaging about 8. So I'm going to go back to the well with it. Averaging 3.6 makes as well. So he's been doing this as of late. Had 5 in that last game where they did win against OKC. This isn't OKC as far as the Denver Nuggets defense, but I just think, like you guys said, in and out the lineup, don't really trust these guys to cover. I think this is a competitive game. And a guy I think I want to key in on is Jabari Smith Jr. So give me the over 2.5 3-point makes at plus 202.
All right, Chicago, Utah. We've got the Jazz, 2-point home favorites here, 235.5 the total. As far as the side goes, this is tricky. You've got Utah starting to come back down to earth. Finally, it had to happen. They've lost 4 in a row, the Jazz, although a lot of that has been the injury situations for them. They've had Mike Conley out for a bunch of games. Lauri Markkanen has banged up a little bit. Game time decision with the knee injury tonight as well. But they're definitely cooling off, and they're leveling off. They're regressing as we thought they eventually would after that red-hot start. They're still 6-2 straight up at home, while the Bulls are just 3-6 straight up on the road. So you're still asking a Bulls team that's had trouble on the road and a Jazz team that's been good at home. I think it's a good bounce back spot really for both teams, but especially Chicago because, that was an ugly loss at Oklahoma City, 123-119 on Friday night, 2 days off. I guess I'd take Chicago if I had to, but I'm going to look more toward over the total in this game. Utah plays pretty fast. Offensively, they've been able to score points. Even without Conley, their offense has done well. Their defense has not been good lately. It's a big reason why they've gone over the total 5 of their last 6 games. And you look at Chicago, Lonzo Ball out, and now Alex Caruso is a game-time decision tonight for them, and that is one of their best defenders. No question about that. Ankle injury. In fact, he's likely going to not play tonight. Looks like he's been downgraded to doubtful, if not out, for Chicago, and that's a great defender. He's just absolute great effort on that end of the floor from him. Usually most games for a team that's not great defensively as it is, you're going to feel that now if you're the Chicago Bulls in this game. And as a result, I think that makes a good case for over the total when it comes to this game. High number, but it's high for a reason. I like over 235.5. Skee, what do you think here, Bulls, Jazz?
Yeah, they'll miss a little bit of defense, but their defense still better than whatever Utah's been throwing out there. They dead last 5 games, and they've only won one of their last 5 games. They're 1-5 as a favorite on the season, and it's just what you said in the beginning. Yeah, Utah regressing to the team we thought they were going to be to start the season. The only thing I would look for Utah, like if you like them, wait and see if Markin is going to play and bet his props because this should be his game, right, versus his old team. Yep. Other than that, they've been playing too bad. Chicago 4-2-1 as a road dog. They did just recently. I know that OKC game was ugly that you mentioned, but they just recently beat the Celtics and the Bucks back to back. That's impressive the way that the Celtics have been playing, and Bucks are top dogs in the East. So I got to roll with the Celtics here. I mean, the Bulls, Chicago. If I still think they'll play better defense than Utah, they've been a better rebounding team, and they're the more rested team. You're giving them points. So I look at short favorites, 2 or less, with the rest disadvantage on a 4-game losing streak. They're 23-33 straight up, 22-34 against the spread. That says you should fade the Utah Jazz tonight and back the Bulls plus the 2.
That's a perfect way to describe the Chicago Bulls. Capable of beating the best teams in the NBA when things are going right, like Milwaukee, like Boston, and equally capable of losing to the Oklahoma City Thunder like they did the other night. But I'm with you. I mean, in terms of Utah, this is not the time to be back in Utah. I mean, it's time to get off the train when it comes to Utah. They are coming back and crashing down to earth very quickly here the last few games, and they're a banged-up basketball team. And if Markkanen plays, though, I do like that prop. Again, any player facing his former team, he's always going to be looking to make an impact. What do you think here, Dutch?
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Rayhan, digging the Bulls too. I'm with him, man. I'm with our boy Skee too. I like the Bulls here, especially if Markkanen don't play, but he'll probably go against his team. But I don't know, man. I like the Bulls here, but I haven't bet it yet because I just don't trust this motherfucking team to go into a hostile environment like Utah. In a spot where I think you should get a better game from them. But I do believe the Bulls aren't as bad as their record says. I think they are a better team than Utah. But I think Vooch should have a good game too as well. I think he should be able to eat down low against the suspect front line of Utah. So everything to me does check the boxes here in Chicago, except for their suspect as fuck on the road. And I do think Utah is a tough place to play. So
hey, Wham Bam.
Yeah, it's a tough game to cap, bro. Utah definitely has been regression, bro. They lost straight up 7 of the last 9 games. They don't care no more. Just as like we was talking about OKC, bro. They just falling into that middle of the pack, bro, right before the holidays, just to let y'all know, yeah, we still trying to get Victor, bro. I think that Utah Jazz, man, without Markkanen, who's a MVP in my opinion, so far this year, who's just been killing. If they don't have him out there with his motivation to beat his old team, bro, they're gonna be tough, man. I do think Jared Vanderbilt probably fills into his role, probably gets some more boards. But other than that, that's the only way I'm directing anything towards the Jazz. I agree with you guys on the Bulls, but the only problem with the Bulls, they haven't been able to win or cover against anybody in the West so far, 0-5 ATS to start the year. So I'm going to just wait and see them be able to pull it off against good teams. But I do agree. What you got to say, Dutch? You got something, bro?
Oh, no. I was just my fault.
You just shout out? Okay, my fault, bro. Yeah, but that's it for me.
This
is exotic backwood to me, bro. Yeah, this is exotic backwood, though. But I feel you, though. You might roll that clip, bro. Roll the clip.
Backwood is
All right,
We didn't bring that clip on the show to just sit there and collect dust. You know,
Hey,
exactly.
It's exotic though. It is exotic though. It's
Yeah.
like that KK that kill. What is Ski called? The za? Yeah, it's that za. It's the za.
That's funny.
Yeah, man.
No doubt. All right, so there we go. Split opinions all over the place on that game. All right, we got 2 games left: Phoenix and Sacramento. The Suns 1-point road favorites right now. Pick them in a lot of spots. 233, 234 the total in this game. It looks like Chris Paul out for Phoenix. And of course Johnson and Crowder have been out for a long time. Payne, Booker, Bridges, Craig Ayton, starting 5 for the Suns. Looks like everybody's healthy. Is this for real? There's no injuries. There's no rest situations. Nothing for Sacramento. Everybody's accounted for, and everybody's available for Mike Brown tonight. Unbelievable. You don't see that very often these days in the NBA. Everybody available and the entire rotation for Sacramento, which is good to see. This is a team that's played a little bit better than a lot of people expected. 10-8, 6-3 at home this year. That's not the Arco Arena days where it was tough to win in Sacramento, but they're starting to get a little bit of that home court vibe back again, slowly but surely. I mean, it's still a long way away from getting to that level, but still, I mean, this team has played good ball at home. They've won 5 straight home games, honestly, coming into this game. Cleveland, Golden State beat some good teams. Brooklyn, San Antonio, Detroit, not so much, but 5 straight home wins for Sacramento. You look at this at first and you think, man, this is this dirt cheap for Phoenix, but then you see what Sacramento's been playing at home. You see Sacramento the way they've been playing against good teams at home. Rest advantage as well for them going into this game. And all of a sudden you understand why there's a competitively lined game. We'll see how it goes. I'm off the game. This is not a backwood for me because I like this game. I'm intrigued by it, but I'm passing. I think it's a tough one. What do you think here, Skee? Suns, Kings.
Yeah, it's tough. I know Dutch gonna mess with his favorite team tonight probably, but I'm gonna go to the prop market. So I'm gonna leave the spreads to him. I was riding Fox, you know what I'm saying? And he was good to me, but then he fell off for a couple games. And I know I was looking, I'm like, I gotta get on Sabonis. What the hell am I doing? Sabonis been getting assist after assist. He's getting the rebound, he's pushing it, getting assists that way. If they playing through him, he's getting assists that way. It's just, he's cleared this number 12 of the last 13 times. So 5.5 is just too low. Give me Sabonis up and over 5.5 assists.
All right. Domantas Sabonis over 5.5 assists for Skee. Dutch, how about you?
How did you know? Skee? Yes, sir. Yeah, man, like our boy Wham Bam would say, the Feds is watching, man. Fox is getting in that ass a little too much, so, they had to bring it back to reality. But come on, man. He nice. He real nice. Sabonis been doing work as well. But, yeah, man, I like this game. I really like the Kings to win this basketball game, but I'm going to go first quarter, first half. Simply because Phoenix, they're a tough basketball team, and I won't be surprised if they do find a way to win. But when I look at their super value to me in the first quarter, first half, -110 on both plays. The last 2 meetings they've split and they've been close basketball games, but the Kings have handled the first quarter and first half in both of the last 2 meetings. I look for that to continue here. The Suns obviously do have, you touched on it, Bobano. The Kings do have a little bit of the rest advantage, and the Suns are 1-4 ATS last 5 meetings versus the Kings. And they have not been a team that we want to back on the road. They're 2-8 straight up last 10 on the road. The Phoenix Suns, yes, the Phoenix motherfucking Suns. And the Kings, on the other hand, are 6-0 straight up at the house. Sacramento proud. They've been handling business at the house, holding it down. 5-1 ATS last 6 after an ATS loss. I look for the Kings here to actually win this basketball game, but to come out early, set the tone against the Phoenix Suns team, who they think, they got a little chip on their shoulder, like this little Sacramento, where you really even trying to compete with us. I think Fox, Sabonis, these boys will come out, Harrison Barnes, and the crew will come out early and often. First quarter, -110, first half, -110. It's good money.
All right. Early looks for Sacramento for Dutch here. Sacramento first quarter, first half. Wham.
Hey, man, I'm going to let my boys have this one, man. I'm going to might tell that Sabonis prop. Other than that, this is a motherfucking backwood. I'm not touching any game with finger roll boy Ayton ever again, bro.
All right. Yeah.
Serious shade. You're going to hold out this season for a contract and then be a finger roll boy? Wham says, oh, no, you
Can't do it.
No,
do it
you
with the
don't.
layup drill, dude.
All right, final game here on this Monday slate. Indiana Pacers, LA Lakers. Lakers 3.5, 4-point home favorites, mostly 3.5, 238 being the total in this game. I had to grab Indiana +4 in this spot. I mean, the Lakers are not a team I'm looking to lay points with. And the Lakers are a team that, honestly, I got to see them beat more than the fucking San Antonio Spurs 3 of the last 4 games. And credit to Skee. Skee was on top of that on Friday's show all weekend saying they're going to beat San Antonio because San Antonio is that bad right now. They are finally playing like the worst team in the NBA. If the Lakers aren't going to beat this fucking team, who are they going to beat? And sure enough, they took care of business, won and covered against the Spurs in those 2 games on Friday and Saturday. But, I know Indiana's on a back-to-back situation, so it's a rest advantage for the Lakers. But at the same time, Indiana can't be happy with the performance against the Clippers yesterday, 114-100. To be honest with you, the minutes were parsed out nicely by Carlisle. 20 minutes for Turner, Hield 31, Jalen Smith 28, Ty Halliburton 30. So nobody was taxed. Nobody came close to playing the full 48 minutes. So from a back-to-back standpoint, this team should be relatively fresh, all things considered. No travel because they stay in LA. No, it's just you're in the same hotel. You don't have to move basically other than you're in the same building you played in last night. So I like Indiana here +4, even with them on a back-to-back. Again, no travel involved makes this a much easier to handle spot than it normally would be. What do you think here, Skee, Indiana, LA?
Does it though? I mean, it's a lot of young kids on this Indiana Pacers team, Bobano. They come to LA, they might want to come party, And shout out my boy RC because he shared that since last year when Lakers play teams after they play the Clippers in this back-to-back thing for the other team, like those teams are 1-6 straight up and 2-5 against the spread. So hey, these young guys might have went out here and partied last night. And then on top of that,
the only hope the Lakers have, Skee. It's the only hope.
hey, y'all seen that game yesterday, bro? Y'all seen that game?
He hoping Hallie was out late, huh?
Hey, all of them boys, man. All of them boys. But the Pacers, they was playing a lot of games like this month. All right, before yesterday versus the Clippers, 8 of their 10 games was at home. They just been chilling. They playing good every night. Everybody coming into their arena tired, bad situations. Now it's their turn to go on the road on the West Coast for 5 games or however many games they got to play. So I just think you start to sell on the Pacers right now. And the Lakers they have been since this easy part of the schedule started. They've been a bye, and they're going to continue to be a bye while they have these easy teams and teams in bad situations. So I do think Lakers will take advantage of Indiana tonight. I bet them at -2.5, but I still think they'll cover 4. You got the youngins, Ben Mathurin, disrespecting LeBron, saying I'm better than you till you show me you better than me. So I'm expecting LeBron to show him tonight. You know what I'm saying? LeBron had 39. He was shooting it well last game. He paid attention to shit like that. He's gonna show the young guy a little something. AD upgraded to probable. He's gonna come in there and hold shit down. So give me the Lakers tonight. I think it's a high scoring game. They've been playing fast. I think Indiana will play fast. The over is 3-0 when they're on a back-to-back for the Pacers. So over, Lakers, get paid.
There you go. Oh, with confidence with the get paid little remark at the end. The Lakers. With confidence, with gusto.
You really said that after taking the Lakers?
I know. Yeah, how about that? The over I like. I actually agree with the total going up makes sense to me. I think you do get points both ways. Dutch, how about you here? This Pacers-Lakers, this divisive game on the Monday card.
I'm just glad we got Skee back to break it down LA basketball. I mean, shit, we couldn't even get a breakdown for how long. Now he's all 2 feet in, it sounds like, boy.
We'll talk for 20 minutes about the Lakers now.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. This game to me has AD all over. He's upgraded to probable. I mean, he's been playing fucking phenomenal. But he's been playing Anthony Davis basketball. No fragileness. Just been playing the shit that they brought him to LA to do. Look at what Zubac did to these motherfuckers last. I mean, come the fuck on, bro. Like insane. AD gonna eat. AD gonna have a basketball game. I think the only way he doesn't cash all his props is simply the Lakers blow him out, and the Lakers just really don't do that. So I expect AD to have a basketball game tonight. There's no way I could lay the 4 though. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is Laker basketball. They're gonna win by like 2 or some bull ass shit. That's Lakers for your ass. That's just how it goes now that they're trending upwards. You know, everybody want to be on the public LA, man. But I do like your look there with the boy running his mouth against LBJ, because you know he hears all that bullshit and takes it to heart too. So I'm sure he's gonna have a little extra dunk on his ass tonight. But yeah, man, I can't fade the Lakers here, but I can't lay it here. But I do see AD upgraded to probable. I look for him to have a 20, probably 25, 15, easy night against these boys.
All right, yeah, AD, you're right. That was alarming to see that front court, what they did or did not do against Ivica Zubac last night.
Good numbers, bro.
Not my favorite big guy, as you know, in the NBA. What do you think here, Wham?
Man, what we gonna have to call him? Zubac Chamberlain or some shit? What the fuck was going on yesterday? Hey,
Man.
what type of loud pack backwood was Buddy Hield on yesterday? Did y'all see that boy bricking off the side of the backboard like that, bro? That was crazy. Obviously, I know he's on some good shit. And then, like you said, bro, 1-6 after they play the Clippers. Hey, that's good money to me. That's good money to me. Get paid, young boy, get paid. Listen, the Lakers are about to smack them boys up. And then you think about the motivation part about the Mathurin kid who's been playing lights out. But yeah, it's a pecking order out here, bro. Who gonna get them calls? You or me, bro? It's gonna be LeBron. Let's stop playing. So I'm right here with the Lakers. I'm on the Lakers for a game, but I'm really tied into these stats, bro, and these actual props. We know what's going on with Indiana. We gotta touch Hallie, bro. We gotta go back to the well with Hallie. Over 11.5 at plus 102. That's in my pocket as far as the assists. You know what he's been averaging, 12.4 in the last 7 games. But we're not gonna stop there. We're gonna go to the other guy again. It was Wilt Chamberlain playing last night against him or something, because he had 30 damn rebounds almost in Zubac. You gotta think AD does the same thing. He's averaging 17.5 rebounds over the last 4 games. Let's get AD rebounds up there as well, over 11.5 for him at minus 118, I believe. I think we can ladder that up, bro. I don't think he want to get showed up by Zubac. He should get them boards just as much as they were available last night. And I know it could be a little bit more focused. This is the Lakers. People want to beat us here. I wouldn't be mad at that, but let's be real, bro. Lakers been playing really good. The experiment with Russ coming off the bench has really helped their second unit. And the guys that you thought that weren't really going to be that much of contributors, and Lonnie Walker, Troy Brown Jr., those guys has been the youthfulness spark that the Lakers really need. So give me LeBron to not shoot too many damn threes, play your ass on defense, do something, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or really keep him off the court, Coach Ham. Keep him off the court, more Westbrook and less LeBron. I think we're actually going to win this game by double digits. So I like my guy Skee pick. And like he said, get paid, man, with the Lakers, AD, and Hallie today.
It's amazing what 3 straight wins against the San Antonio Spurs can do for your confidence. Isn't that something?
We're going to see the hoodie later in the week, Bobano. We're going to see the hoodies and everything later in the week.
The purple and gold, it's coming back out in full force. The pom-poms are out, folks. The Laker pom-poms are back right here on the NBA Pub Hub. All right, that's a wrap. Great show. Lots of fun. Hit the like button. 300 now live viewers. Hit the like button. We ran a little long, but that's okay. A lot of games today. Lots to get off our chest on this Monday card. We'll wrap things up. Best bets, Dutch's freshest look coming up right after we hear from Manscaped and Southtown 101. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke, and Manscaped.com. 20% off your purchase. Manscaped.com, promo code PubSports. Net Profit College Basketball, me and Connor Mack. It's coming up right after this show, so stay tuned for that. Best bets, Skee, we'll start with you. What do you like for best bet?
Best bet, I'll give you that plus money, man. Go get you some Valanciunas, double. It's plus 115 on Bet Online. He's had one the last 6 meetings versus the Thunder.
There you go. Liking Jonas Valanciunas, Pelicans feasting on that OKC diminished front court. Prop best bet for Skee Profit. Dutch, freshest look.
Yeah, man. Freshest look, man. Hey, we in grimy mode. Ain't no place better to be than the Garden Block. Sacramento Proud. We're going in and out. First quarter, minus 110. It's good money.
There you go. First quarter, Sacramento Kings, freshest look for Dutch. Wham, best bet.
Best bet for me is going to be Jabari Smith. Back to the well. We did it before. We're going to do it again. Over 2.5 3-point makes at plus 202. Getting 8 3-point attempts, making 3.6 of those in the last 5 games. So Jabari Smith over 2.5 3-point makes plus 202.
There you go. Liking that for a player prop best bet for a Wham. My best bet, Bulls Jazz over 235.5. Utah's playing zero defense. Bad news against Levine, DeRozan and company. But Chicago's defense ain't quite great to begin with. And now you take Caruso out, and that's one of your better defenders. Utah will score their share as well. Let's go over the total, 235.5. Chicago, Utah for my best bet. That'll wrap up this edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Hit the like button on the way out. Net Profit College Basketball with Connor Mack and I coming up next. For Dutch, for Wham, for Skee, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Monday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. And we'll see you again Tuesday for another edition of the NBA Pub Hub. We got Dutch, Billy Briz, and Durrell tomorrow. So tune in Tuesday for another NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. Salute to the real ones holding us down. Abel, Mad Money, Larry, I see you. So slow jam, Salmon. Appreciate the kind words. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the motherfucking video. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.